Hey, what's up? I'm Emerose and I do a lot of stuff. I'm a writer and artist, and here on this channel I talk about creative health. Something I'm super interested in is kind of dismantling my own relationship with what I think of as productivity culture, but at the same time still feeling organized. I like a good planner. I like a good, stationery, stickers, highlighters, pens moment. So that is what this video is about today. I am going to be chatting about organization, productivity, planning, goal setting, especially as 2022 comes up, and I will be setting up my new passion planner. So this is a product I have repurchased. So this video will also be, as you might guess, a little bit of a glowing review of this. So here's the one that I have nearly finished. I'll be showing you some of my spreads. I'm not gonna lie, I am a messy planner. This is not a place where I try to be cute. This is a very let's say, realistic portrait of a tired person's planner. But I still think this has been so useful for me this year, and that is why I really love it, and I wanted to kind of share my thoughts with you today. So I use the Undated weekly, I think this is like 8x10 or 9x12 or something, passion planner. So what that means, let me show you my one blank spread that I have left, is that each week, each 7-day period is a spread here, but you have to put in the dates yourself along this line. And I have a Monday start because that is how I think about my weeks. You can also get a Sunday start one if you prefer as well. They have a ton of options, but I repurchased the exact same one. It's black, it's simple. As you can see, I have already started decorating a little bit, but I'm going to do some more of that today. This one is a sticker from Cardinal Crowns on Etsy, and this one is mine from Redbubble. It's my bookish ghost sticker. I love them. So this is completely blank on the inside still, and it has some cool goal setting features that I'm going to be filling out and showing you today. All right, let's get started. The Undated planner is my go-to because when I've used dated planners in the past, I have had, I guess, planner guilt if I don't fill out every single day. If you have to skip like a full spread because you had a week where you were on vacation or whatever, it feels like you've wasted a page. Those were feelings that I was grappling with a lot when I used dated planners, and I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like filling out my organizational tool is another responsibility in and of itself. I started my first passion planner in early November 2020, and I'm finishing it up in early December 2021. So you can tell that I skipped a few weeks here and there, and that was just, what I needed. I think that's great. I think it's great to have that option to skip weeks and then just, not have to actually leave pages blank. Let me break down the other elements of this planner. So your first few pages are going to be sort of an exercise in setting a few goals and one big like game changer goal, I believe they call it. They walk you through it pretty specifically here. You have this page called the Passion Roadmap where you can kind of do some planning for various lengths of time. So you have 1 year, 3 months, 3 years, and lifetime goals. And then it helps you break down your 1 year goal so that you can kind of track the elements of that throughout your time using the planner. Then you also have some monthly spreads. I'm gonna be honest, I don't use the month ones very much. Sometimes I put little notes of important dates on there, or I track different appointments. But for me, these ones are kind of like low priority for filling out. And then after each monthly spread, there is space with a bunch of questions that you can respond to as part of a monthly reflection. I think these are nice. I think it's nice to have like a structured way of keeping track of your goals and what you're proud of and what's working and what's not. It's kind of a built-in way of checking on yourself and what you like about your process. It's very guided. I did not always do them. You know, I think that's totally fine. Like, it's so important to me as I sort of like dismantle some internalized perfectionism and some internalized like drive for extreme productivity. It's been so important to me to make sure that my tools like my planner are serving me and I'm not serving them. You know, I'm not beholden to each and every like little grid and little space within them. I am tired, you know, sometimes you just gotta be tired. The weekly spreads are definitely what I really love about this planner. I feel like there is all this space that really works for me. It's really nice to have the time breakdown so I can put in any obligations or meetings or appointments throughout the day. I also heavily use these two little grid sections at the bottom, which are to-do lists. Now it's broken down into personal to-do list and work to-do list with several layers of priorities. So you've got top priority, priority, and errands in each of those columns. So I don't exactly use it like that. What I tend to do is I have like 1 or 2 boxes for personal projects. That's my own writing, this YouTube channel, my art making, all of that goes on the right side. And then in 1 or 2 of those boxes, I also will put down anything I'm tracking for my freelance client work that week. On the other side, I include more routine things in my life, and I use them actually as little trackers. So you'll see here in some examples that I have right at the top of this left column. Usually I have PT, my physical therapy exercises, journaling, reading, and walking. And what I tried to do throughout the week is I put a little star next to each one of those every time that I do them. I use stars a lot actually throughout the planner. I find it a really easy way to sort of reinforce these habits. It is not judgmental if I don't do them. It's just exciting to see a whole bunch of stars in a row if I've done those habits consistently. On the right hand page, there's this space that's labeled Space of Infinite Possibility, which I think is a little corny, but actually very helpful and true. I tend to keep this planner open on my desk, and if I need to jot anything down really quick, those notes go there. I also doodle. I make other, not really to-do lists, but lists of ideas there very often. Jot down things from phone calls in this space. I find it really helpful, and I am often looking back on the notes in that area in later weeks. I'll remember, oh, wasn't it like 2 weeks ago that I had this meeting? Let's see if I wrote anything down about it. And I'll often find it there. I'll show you some other areas for note-taking in this planner as well that I find super useful. The only thing that I find like very unusual, I guess, about these spreads is that there's always like a weekly quote on the page, on the left-hand page here. This is not really my vibe. I don't like take random inspirational quotes very well, but they also have some interesting prompts sometimes below them for reflection, and you can use the space of infinite possibility to address those. Throughout the week or at the end of the week, I try to use this little box on the left for good things that happen and just kind of jot down a couple of bullet points. with little stars. I also sometimes track my sleep in this planner. That is, I'll track when I wake up with a little star on the time each day. Something that's also really important to me for my organization in general is that I have one place for everything. So my planner is that place. And I really made a lot of use of the blank pages at the back of this. They're nice and big. Some of them are unlined and some of them are dotted. I have a huge spread of ideas for social. I outlined parts of my novel in here. I have some notes from meetings for client work. I have another novel outlined in here. I have, just miscellaneous stuff, and I still have plenty of pages left at the end of the year here. So why this works for me is because I know that if I took notes on something, it is in here and not anywhere else. Not on, my phone, not on some random sticky note somewhere. It is all in here. And even if it's a mess, that's okay. I don't have to make this cute. I just have to make this functional for me. One thing I did last year is I picked a word of the year as kind of a guiding core central idea for me. The word I picked was integrity because I wanted to sort of feel that strength and feel that truth, that honesty with myself through my work, through my writing and my art. I wanted to focus on what is real and important to me and not other people's priorities for this year. This word shows up a few times throughout my passion planner. I just kind of wrote it down over and over basically while I was thinking about it. And overall, I think that I really liked having this word. I enjoyed pondering throughout the year essentially. So I've been trying to think of a new word for myself for 2022. The thing is, it's so important to me that goal setting is not super judgmental or punitive for myself, especially this year. I'm going through a lot, folks. I think a lot of us are, and planning often feels like a way of harnessing control over chaotic situations, but it can in itself be kind of, I would say, over meticulous, overly perfectionistic, overly focused on, I must produce this much work and achieve this much whatever over a certain amount of time. It can be very tied to this culture, our corporate work culture of, always having to grow, always having to become more efficient and more productive. And those are things that I'm trying to disentangle myself from with some success. It has, it's been a journey. Now that I am self-employed, there are a lot of advantages to that, but I also still feel really sad when my body is not up for a certain level of productivity. I've still internalized that to a degree. All this to say, I'm trying to think of what my word can be for 2022 that won't feel like I'm punishing myself if I kind of miss the mark. I just want it to be a guiding thing, kind of something I can follow and not something I feel obliged to. But the things I'm grappling with are kind of I want to refine my personal style, my artistic style, my writing style. I want to focus and improve a lot in one specific area, particularly in my fiction work. This past year has been a year of just wild experimentation, of me following my impulses because I felt really disconnected from those for a long time. but I have this sense that I want to dedicate myself more specifically in the coming year. However, words like dedication, focus, all of that, I want to spend some time thinking about what style means to me, embracing aesthetic choices, figuring out what I'm really, really drawn to and what feels most like me. Overall, passion planner, definitely a repurchase for me this year, and I anticipate years to come. I think I have really worked out my organization and planning method in here. I love it. So this has been a realistic, tired person's review of the passion planner. I hope you enjoyed checking this out with me and coming along for this chit chat about all things goal setting and those type of feels as the new year approaches. Is goal setting something you're thinking about right now? Do you ever feel kind of that pressure for perfection and, you know, productivity from your planners like I was kind of talking about? I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic in the comments down below, and if you feel like it, giving me a little like on this video or subscribing to the channel if you want to stick around. That warms my heart very, very much. All right, that is all for now. Until next time, this is Rose. Thanks so much. Bye. I'm sorry he was trapped back there. You can put him right here.